Too, I think, right? After the Burial. Going to be here about a month, if you dig those dudes.
This will melt your ice, Mary.
Yeah. Melt your face.
That's right. Yeah, June 4th, after the Burial's doing House of Blues, if you dig those guys. And I do. About 9 minutes from now, 3:30 is going to be the next chance for you to grab some money, $1,000 to be precise. Simply no way to know what that is in fives. But I'll have that for you. And then 4:30 and 5:30 will be your last couple of chances today to win. So listen for your chance to do that. Guardians win a big one last night in Chicago. They come from way behind to beat the White Sox. 12-9 is the final in 11 innings. And they play them again tonight. Second of 3 at Comiskey. 8:10 is your first pitch. So around 7:40 is when that'll get going. They'll end that series with an afternooner tomorrow. And then they'll head up north to play the Twins for 3 games. Back here next week to play the Reds. The lowly, languishing, beleaguered Cincinnati Reds.
Hey, they're doing their best.
You know, I bet that guy that got fired from his play-by-play gig because he said something off color is like, yep, I get you. I bet you guys wish you'd gone a different way. Everybody underestimating I don't even remember what that guy did. He said something people didn't like.
The Kansas City thing?
I don't know. Didn't the guy from the Reds get booted? The guy that had been doing their play-by-play for a long time? Because he said something?
Yeah, because he said something about going to Kansas City Fs, I believe.
Is that what he said?
The gay
Tom
capital
Brenneman.
of the world or something?
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, he said, yeah. He did get a new gig, but he lost the job there with the Cincinnati Reds.
Who's the guy that was doing the apology and then in the middle of it goes, and that's going to be a line drive and out of here, and then it goes back to his apology?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Tom Brenneman was the guy who got let go from the Cincinnati Reds. He now does play-by-play for the Roberto Clemente League in Puerto Rico.
Oh, it's Tom Brenneman's.
It's his
His
apology?
dad, Marty
Yeah.
Brenneman? Oh, it was Tom Brenneman?
It's Tom Brenneman's apology. You look it up because it's very funny.
One of the gay capitals of the world? Is that what he said, or did he use the F word?
He used the F word.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did this on air.
I know, but again, this is 2 years ago. I don't know. I can't
It was
remember.
not that long
December
ago.
2020. Year and a half.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What is time?
Nothing. It's a flat circle. This is why I had no concept of it. No concept of it whatsoever.
Yeah, dude, it's already May. That guy's got in trouble 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Pandemic. Did you guys remember Australia was on fire? Did you
Yeah, I
remember
remember
that?
That was the biggest story before the pandemic hit,
I
right?
know.
Were the Australian
January,
wildfires.
yeah.
There's that
Australian
lady,
wildfires.
she's like, I'm going to get naked to raise money to put out these fires. And
That
everyone's
might
like,
have
that's
been-
great.
You guys asked me if I would get naked to raise money for Berea wildfires, I think, and I was like,
Berea
no, I would
wildfires.
never.
Yes, that's right.
Your home, yeah, that's you were like, if your hometown was on fire, I was like, never.
Aye. Message from the talkback button if you listen on the iHeart Radio app.
I just saw what Poundcake looks like for the first time ever. And goddamn, bro, please tell me you don't walk outside with those glasses. I'd be afraid for your retina to get just sunburnt from those things. Jesus.
What's wrong with his glasses?
Nothing that he hasn't said before. He's got them Coke bottles strapped to his head.
There's nothing I can
And that
do.
guy took note. What was he watching? He must have been watching like the live stream or something, right?
Yeah, he said he saw me for the first time, and
But I mean, you're not wearing glasses in like a still photo.
no, because I refuse because of that reason. I don't like the flash. Like I'm the insecure friend that's like, wait, let me see that photo because I have to take my glasses off. Because when they usually take photos and I have my glasses on, I'm the one that has like the big old flash, or my eyes look crazy because it's reflecting. So I take my glasses off in photos. But here on the live stream, I forget that we are on camera most of the time.
Good.
Like
Or you're better off.
Yeah, I forget. So when people say like, "Oh, I finally see what you look like," I'm like, "It took you 2,000 videos on our YouTube page to find out what I look like." Yes, my glasses are thick. I stopped wearing my contact lenses because by noon, if I put them in at 8, by noon, my eyes are so dry because they take up so much moisture.
You know what that means, though? People are perhaps liking, they may be subscribing, but they're not sharing.
The only person here who is always aware of the camera angles is our own Bill Squire.
Yes,
Look
I
at
am.
me.
He will do
Half the
camera
time,
reactions.
I'm laid up in a blanket.
God.
I got a leg on it. I'm like, you should buy my pictures.
Every
Belly up.
day when I'm shutting down the studio and cleaning things up from the end of this show, because boy do we make a mess, I will go around the console and I'll push the chairs in and I'll contract the microphone boom arms. Mary's is elongated out as it can possibly
Yeah.
be. It's low to the console.
Yeah.
It's like she's on the floor doing the show.
Relax.
Yeah.
I'm more creative when I'm relaxed.
No,
That's why I have the blanket. That's why I like to slouch. Feel like, sit like a person. Act like you're at work.
Well, that's your process, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm more creative if I'm at attention.
I need to be.
If I'm too comfortable, comfort is the enemy of creativity as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also the precedent set by our own Erica Lauren. But
Maybe
she
it's just
had
this chair.
she had an
Condition,
affliction.
yeah.
She had a condition
Listen.
and affliction. And Mary comes in and goes,
And she's fighting through
"Oh
it.
my God, this is awesome."
She had
because
her feet up.
Yeah.
No, the thing is that when you say, "Oh, but being uncomfortable," I'll be able to think about is how cold I am, or how much my
But that
legs
keeps
hurt,
you
or
alert.
it doesn't keep me alert because then I'm just like I'm not listening to the conversation because I'm so aggravated that I'm so cold, or that my legs are falling asleep, so I got to switch positions or whatever it is.
Why don't you stand?
Don't tell me how to live my life. How about that?
I'm just asking. Why
I didn't
don't
start sitting until I came to Cleveland.
Also, because I don't feel like it. I could stand, I guess.
I mean, we could all stand,
We
but
could.
what is this you sent me?
Oh, that's the home run call. That where he's doing the apology, does the home run call, and then
And
goes
then
right back to the
it.
apology.
That's a professional move.
It's great.
A man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again.
It happened in the top of the third inning of the Peoria Sports Complex in a ground ball by Jonathan India. Tatis reached to his right and threw the runner out in a close.
Is that still part of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was just I thought there was a better lead up on it, but he's
see.
doing his apology and he's saying all these things. He's like, I'm a man of faith, and that's going to be a long drive by Castellanos.
I like
to
they
the
always
left
have to
field.
throw. I'm a man of faith.
Yeah.
For all the rubes. August 2020 is
you
when
know
he
you're
did that.
a man of faith. That's why you were being homophobic.
Yeah, I'm a man of faith. Like, who cares? Yeah, that's funny. I was reading about the Nets, about the New Jersey Nets, how they lost $100 million this season, and I don't know how that happens.
Brooklyn Nets.
Sorry, Brooklyn Nets.
Because
Luxury tax?
Luxury
It can't
tax?
be all that. Like, how
Kyrie
does,
didn't play in all the games.
but
and
how
it's
does
just-
any professional sports franchise lose money? Like the Mets years ago. The Mets stink a lot, right? But they don't lose money
Nope.
because they're not making any more. Like, I don't know how these teams lose money. They must be an accounting. That must be like accounting wise they lost money, but they still make tons of money. I don't know.
Well, they had such an underwhelming season. They have an incredibly high payroll because you got Kyrie and you got Kevin Durant, and then you had James Harden, trade him away, and then you make it into the playoffs as the 7th seed when you were at the beginning of the season picked to be in the finals, perhaps win it all,
We got swept.
and they got swept by the Celtics. Kyrie didn't play most of the season, so your ratings are down. You're not getting people going to the games as much. There was
Holy
a
moly.
lot of things came together to make it a really rough season for them.
Pay $98 million in luxury tax. So that's what you pay to increase your salary cap. You pay over just to pay guys more?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Because it used to be a Russian billionaire who owned the Nets, and I think he was forced to sell it. And he sold it to some Asian dude, some guy named Joe Tsai, who's super, super rich, and I don't know how he made his money. But they said that the Brooklyn Nets posted the worst financial losses in the NBA. Between $50 and $100 million, which is a huge margin, by the way.
Yeah.
They would be able to, in-house, they can probably post it to the penny. But the team itself is worth over $3 billion. And he bought it for less than that. So the value of the team has gone up. But I'm like, how is anybody losing money? So again, I think it basically does amount to an accounting thing, I guess. with a luxury tax. But
And even with all those superstars, they still don't draw like the Knicks do. Knicks are still the team there.
That's New York's team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would feel so weird if and again, you can have a cold bat in baseball. You can get into your own head in any sport. I would feel so weird if I got really cold after signing some massive deal. Like, that's the nature of professional sports. But if you're a guy that they're paying tons of money and you're just not producing, I would feel so...
That's not how...
I would feel awful every night.
That's not how Kyrie feels, though. He's just... If you watch those interviews with him after they get swept, and Kevin Durant's like, we got to figure this all out, and Kyrie's just like, hey, stuff happens. What are you going to do? It's basketball. I'm out. I'm going to go on vacation, see you guys in the fall, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I guess so,
He's
man.
just so
Maybe
aloof.
he clearly knows something I don't know.
He knows the check's guaranteed.
Man. Right, but I'd still feel weird. I'm sure his brain is, hey, you guys offer me this. This is what you guys want to pay me. You know the nature of this. I might not be as advertised. Let me give you some money. It is $1,000 as advertised. $1,000. You got plenty of chances every day to win this, about 30 past every hour. So listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BANK at WMMS.com. That's BANK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
4:30 is going to be the next chance for you to win. If you want to leave us messages anytime, Alan Cox Show After Hours line, you can do it there. It is a 216-986-8903.
Hey, gang, Evan and Lakewood here. So I've been a musician my whole life. I've played in many different orchestras over the years on violin, and I even played the Bill Squire Show theme song on my trumpet, which, let's be honest, was the pinnacle of my career.
You know this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, after the world started opening up again post-COVID, I decided for the first time in 18 years to join the Parma Symphony again.
Hey.
So imagine my surprise when you started talking about us on Monday's show. So, Alan, you say you're not coming to our upcoming concert, but Alan...
What does he play?
He said violin, but he...
Violin. I thought he said he played the trumpet for you.
He played the trumpet for me. He
one.
plays more than one instrument. He's a very talented guy. So he played the Bill Squire Show theme song with the trumpet a few months ago. And
Moving on up. That one?
Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it.
talking about us on Monday's show. So, Alan, you say you're not coming to our upcoming concert, but Alan, come on now. Do you really expect any of us to believe that you have anything better to do on a Sunday afternoon? I mean, it's not like you're going to be in church, right? So, look, if you're worried about feeling like a fish out of water, just go with Bill, because he's the cultured one. He'll make you feel right at home. Parma Symphony Orchestra, Valley Forge High School, this Sunday at 3. Get excited, yeah!
Get excited, yeah! Oh, no, I won't feel like a fish out of water in any cultural environment. My point was simply, I had no clue
It exists.
in its 53rd season that the Parma Symphony Orchestra was even a thing.
Yeah.
But that dude, what's the guy's name?
Evan.
Adam? Evan. That dude is playing the violin for them. Or the trumpet. What did he say he's playing? He's playing the violin.
I think he's
Violin.
playing violin.
That I don't think there's trumpets in symphonies. Isn't a symphony just a
They have a
woods?
brass section, I believe.
No, it's brass.
I didn't know that.
There's French horns and there's,
I thought it was all wood.
I
What
don't know
the
about
hell am
that.
I trying to say?
Woodwinds and
Woodwinds?
brass winds?
No, not wind. Just wood. What's a violin? A wood instrument? A string instrument?
String instrument? It is wooden and string. No, listen, are there trumpets in an orchestra? I don't know.
Not an orchestra, a symphony. What's the difference?
I don't know that there is one.
There's gotta
No,
be. Why would there be two different words?
There are the Aleutians have 45 different words for snow. I don't know.
You know, and I was in orchestra, and I don't know if there is a difference between orchestra and symphony. Probably just.
Oh, good for you.
I played viola.
I know you did.
I don't know. I have to really think back. I don't think there is a difference unless they just have more people,
Oh boy.
bigger
A
instruments.
symphony orchestra.
Well,
Yeah.
this says a symphony is a large-scale musical composition.
The symphony is the composition, but
The orchestra is the people playing it.
yeah, but they can still call the band a symphony. I think symphony and orchestra are the same thing. Because some cities will have, like, the Portland Orchestra or whatever, and other cities have, the Parma Symphony.
A symphony orchestra has to have a variety of instruments in order to play the symphony.
That's what I thought it was. Like
So
they
an
have like
orchestra-
bassoons and
This
stuff.
is stupid.
What about the Philharmonic? That's in some cities.
You got to have a fill.
Strings, winds, percussion. There's 3 different kinds of orchestras.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
You can learn the 4 movements.
No,
Bowel.
no.
That's the 5th, I guess.
Orchestra was the only class that traveled, and that's why I had to take it.
You took it because it traveled? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I wanted to travel. I couldn't afford to go really anywhere as a kid.
You could have played a sport.
But
mean,
gone to.
He did. He played badminton.
Bag, mitten.
They would go to like Italy and stuff. Like they would take trips.
Oh, and did you go?
I didn't get a chance to go because that was the year that I raised all this money to go on the trip, and that was the year I transferred to the vocational high school. So
why would you transfer after you raised all the money?
Because
It's a scam.
No, I didn't know I would
How many candy bars did you sell?
I didn't know I would get accepted to the vocational high school, and at that point, it was too late.
So what did you do with all the money you raised?
It went back to the orchestra. I sold candy bars.
You did sell candy bars. Okay.
Yeah, we sold a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And the year that I left, which was my freshman year, which is very rare. You're supposed to go to a vocational high school, 2 years, junior and senior. I went all 4 years. They went to Florence, Italy. They went to Florence. They went to Rome, and I feel like they went somewhere else too. But yeah, I missed my opportunity to go. And I never got to go to DC. I got robbed of all my school trips.
Yeah. Well, you didn't get robbed. You transferred schools.
Well, no, like the Washington, D.C. trip, usually they took you in 6th grade. And then when I got into 6th grade, they moved it to 8th grade. Then when I got to 8th grade, there was no funding for it, so they cut it completely altogether. And I was like, man, where's my trip?
Yeah, my Catholic school didn't do field trips. I don't know why. We didn't go to D.C. We didn't go anywhere.
Well,
they'd be like, oh, we're going to go to the Art Institute downtown. Cool. I could get on the train and go to that on a Tuesday. Why aren't we going to D.C.? Just didn't happen.
Well, what do they put our tax dollars for? Like,
No. I went to a Catholic private school.
Oh, I understand you.
Tuition money. Public schools were getting all kinds of fun stuff. I'm like, what are we paying this money for? Not going to D.C.
Well, I was mad. Everyone got to go.
I was too.
Overnight school
wasn't
trips
even an
are
option.
the best.
It was an option for you. Wasn't even an option for us.
It was an option. They took it away.
Remember Poundcake singing with his choir in Indiana? Right. You sang. I didn't circle back.
Yeah.
He sang in the choir in Evansville, Indiana.
What choir?
So this was the Oberlin Community Youth Choir. So it was a city choir. I wasn't even in the school choir, but this was the city of Oberlin's Community Youth Choir. And we traveled. Like we toured. And one of the places we went, for whatever reason, we had a partnership with like a school out there or like a church out there, and we traveled to Evansville, Indiana, and we sang there. And that was the extent of it. We stayed in a hotel.
The Evansville Four Seasons?
The best days in that
No.
Evansville has to offer.
It was a nice hotel, but it was just, we were young. Like I don't even think I was in high school yet. I was probably like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I don't remember. But I know we went to Evansville, Indiana, and the kids there were making fun of me. So I was getting bullied there too, so I wasn't too fond of it. But it was fun.
How did they bully you in the choir?
Because I was singing, and
man, you can't hit them high notes.
Honestly, I had all the solos.
This guy, alto over here.
No, I had all the solos, and I think this was before I hit puberty, so I was hitting the high notes. And people were making fun of the way I sung. Like they're like, why do your nostrils flare out like that? Like your nose gets so big when you sing. And they were roasting me. Yeah, they were roasting me. So kids are dicks anywhere. It doesn't matter what state you're in. And it doesn't matter if it's sanctioned by the church. It don't matter. They were making fun of me. And that was like my outlet. I was like, ooh, I could be like a show tunes kid. And then after a while, I got bored of that. And I was doing orchestra at the same time. And I guess the only trip I got to go on was the Evansville trip, not the Florence trip.
Alan, fun fact, Cleveland Orchestra is a member of the Big Five. I did hear about that. the 5 most prestigious orchestras in the United States.
Is Oberlin on
Anthrax, Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, and Testament, if I recall correctly. No, Cleveland Orchestra is one of the big 5, yeah.
Well, I know. I'm talking about like the Oberlin Conservatory, like Oberlin College. I feel like they.
Are you asking if they're one of the big 5?
Yes.
No, the New York Philharmonic, Boston, Chicago, Philly, Cleveland.
Okay.
Are the big 5, yeah. 1918. Now, if you're talking about the big 500, that's where you're going to get your Parma Symphony Orchestra and Evan from Lakewood strumming any old banjo or whatever.
Violin, man.
Listen, I got a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192. If you're listening throughout North America on the iHeartRadio app, you can always leave us messages there, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show. On 100.7 Double.